Hello and welcome back. Today is Friday, November 1st. I have your 5 best bets. That's 3 player prop plays and 2 same game parlays that I absolutely love in this 9-game NBA slate ahead of us. Some great matchups. Before we just jump into it, while you're here, come on, please leave a like and subscribe down below. It just takes a few seconds. You can just hear me yap, or you can go to my Twitter at @TheWhittler and watch me live tilt as each game goes on. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday, start of a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Like I said, 9-game slate here, some great matchups. Wolves versus Nuggets, rematch of the 7-game series ahead of us. That round 2 was incredible. Bulls Nets, I'm a Bulls fan. I'm going to be watching this game. Fun game. No defense will be played. A little foreshadowing. I got 2 plays in that game for you. If you're a Bulls fan or Chicago native, you might want to stick around. And then we have Magic Cavs, rematch of that fun first round matchup. Paolo being hurt stinks. I think there's the Pacers-Pelicans as well. That's a fun matchup. Hawks versus Kings, another fun game. So we have some high-scoring games on the slate ahead of us. I hope you guys are sit back, relax, and ready to get after it. And before we jump into today's plays, we got to recap yesterday's action. Yesterday in the NBA, we ended up going 2-1 in best bets. Should have just been 3-0. Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic, man. 29 points. We needed 30. Hand up, didn't really watch the game. It was during the football game, so I couldn't really tell you how Luka did, but man, 29 points. I did notice in the first half he wasn't scoring as well, but 29 on the dot, that stinks. But you know who doesn't stink for us? Ja Morant. He had a triple-double. Incredible game from Ja Morant. We had him over 6.5 assists. Finished the game with 14. Love that overall. Doubled it, almost tripled it. And then we had James Harden over rebounds, assists, 15.5 plus money, free. He finished with the triple-double at 23 rebounds, assists. Beautiful day for us in the NBA. Hopefully we can continue as we get more and more data out there. And let's just dive into the first play of the day. That's what you guys are here for. My first best bet of the day, like I said, Bulls-Nets matchup. Love it today. Over-under, opened at 215. Couldn't believe it. Now it's at 226.5. This game is going to be no defense at all. And we're going to go with Dennis the Menace Schroeder playing against Billy Donovan. Again, over 6.5 assists coming in at -115 on DraftKings. Let's jump into it. He has a great matchup today. The Bulls give up the 7th most assists to the point guard position. Love that overall. He's got us over 3 for his last 5 this season, averaging 8.2 assists per game. All we need is 7. Voice almost cracked there. Each game this season, he's had 6 assists. So we have a great baseline overall. He's had a potential of 9 assists in every single one of those games. So that's an even better sign. He's gotten us over 3 for his last 5 versus the Bulls, averaging 7.4 assists per game. Last 2, he's had 10 and 7 assists in those matchups. Last home game this season, he had 14 assists. So overall, love it. My projections have him at 7.3 assists per game. The Bulls have given up assist totals have given up the over to 6 of the last 9 point guards they've played. Dame had 8. DeJounte Murray had 8. Marcus Smart had 10. Scottie Pippen Jr. had 10 as well. So a lot of these players have gotten this over assists, and this Bulls team is going to continue. Dennis is pointing at me right now because he knows it's a lock, and I love that play today. Love Dennis the Menace, over 6.5 assists. For my second player prop play, going to be in the Kings-Hawks matchup here. Over-under open at 235. Now it's at 236. I love that sign for when I'm taking an over. I'm taking a guy to bounce back after a slow start to the season. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox. Over 24.5 points coming in at -110 on DraftKings. Let's jump into it. Beautiful matchup on the day for him. ATL allows the second most points and the most threes to the point guard position. De'Aaron Fox, if you want to bounce back after your horrible night of shooting, this is the night. He's gotten this over 3 for his last 5 versus Atlanta, averaging 23.2 points per game. Last year in Atlanta, had 31 points in that game. On this season so far, Cam Thomas, SGA, and LaMelo have all dropped 30-plus points on this Hawks team. I think De'Aaron Fox will continue that overall. My projections have him scoring 25-plus points. And De'Aaron Fox has been a road warrior for this Kings team. He's last season, he got this over 68% of the time, averaging 28.4 points per game. Love this spot for De'Aaron Fox to bounce back after a very, very slow start to the season. De'Aaron Fox over 24.5 points. For my third and final player prop play, another player here to bounce back in another high over-under matchup here. It's going to be in that Pacers-Pelicans game, push and pee game as I call it. over-under opened at 236, now at 232. I think it's because a few injuries have happened, and I love that for this player that we're taking his over on. That's Brandon Ingram. Over 23.5 points coming in at -120 on DraftKings. He's returning home after a 4-game road streak. He's had a cold start to the season. He's coming off one of his worst games of the year. 11 shots, 14 points. He's averaging 17 field goal attempts per game. And the last time he played at home to start the season, he had 33 points in that game. So I love this as a beautiful, beautiful bounce back spot for him. And he plays a Pacers team where he's gotten this over 3 for his last 3, averaging 31 points per game. No Trey Murphy, no Herb Jones, no CJ McCollum. Sign me up for more and more shots for Brandon Ingram, who's gotten this over 60% of the time without CJ McCollum, averaging 25.1 points per game. I think it's going to be a ton of volume. I think he's going to have a 25-plus point or 25 shots tonight, and I love that for an over. I'm like Brandon Ingram over 23.5 points. Now we're jumping into the same game parlay part of the day. Gonna go to use my FanDuel 50% profit boost here, a little bankroll builder that I love this game here. Nuggets Wolves, everyone's gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be watching it. Great game to bet on. And we're gonna have 3 players here, 4+ plays for plus 137 odds. Let's just dive into it. The Jokic 20-8 game. 20-plus points. He's gotten this over 3 for his last 4 games, averaging 31.5 points per game. 9 for his last 10 games versus Minnesota, averaging 31.1 points per game. And then we just need 8 rebounds, man. Gotten this over 4 for his last 4, averaging 12.3. 8 for his last 10 versus Minnesota, averaging 11.6. Going back to 2021, he's gotten 20-plus points 90% of the time, and he's gotten 8-plus rebounds 86% of the time. So love this spot for Jokic here, who's been carrying this team. And then we need Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert for a 20-8 game. Rudy Gobert has the best matchup out of everyone here. Denver allows the second most rebounds to the center position, so Gobert gonna go grab these rebounds. He's gotten this over 4 for his last 4, 9 for his last 10 versus Denver. And going back to 2021 against Denver, he's gotten this over 82% of the time. Love it overall. And then Anthony Edwards, 20-plus points. 4 for his last 4 this season, averaging 30-plus points. 7 for his last 10 versus Denver. These 4-plus plays I love. 4-plus plays for plus 137 odds. Using the FanDuel boost. This is going to cash, and we're going to feel great. Love this spot for us overall. For my 5th and final and my second same-game parlay, had to cook something up for this Bulls-Nets matchup. Over under 236. Teams can't play defense. I love these 4-plus plays right here for plus 238 odds on DraftKings. I know if you live in Illinois, there's a Bulls-Nets promo for 33%. I'm going to use my 1 of 5 profit boost on this one. 5-plus plays. Let's just look at it. Cam Thomas, 25-plus points. He's gotten this over 3 for his last 5 this season, averaging 27.4, coming off of a 19-point game. Now gets the Chicago Bulls. Do I have to say more or say less? Last time he played Chicago, dropped 28 in that matchup. Dennis Schroeder, you heard me yap about him over 6.5. Unfortunately, you can't take him to get 6 on DraftKings for some weird reason, but 5-plus assists, you don't need to hear me yap about that anymore. Love that spot. Josh Giddey, 25-plus points, rebounds, assists. It's an alt line. I do love that about DraftKings, where you can do that. Brooklyn allows the 9th most points to the point guard position. Zach LaVine does have a little shoulder, so he's a game-time call. Pat Williams, game-time call. So I like Josh Giddey, 25-plus points, rebounds, assists. 4 for his last 5 this season, averaging 29.6 PRAs. And then Kobe White, 15-plus points. He's gotten this over 3 for his last 5, averaging 19-plus points. Like I said, we don't really know about this Zach LaVine shoulder injury, and I'm going to stick with Kobe White. He has a great matchup. Game's going to be pushing pace. He's gotten us over 3 for his last 3 versus the Nets with like games of 18, and like 28. So he's gotten this over a lot. I like this 4-plus plays here for plus 238 odds on DraftKings. Those are my 5 best bets for you in this 9-game NBA slate ahead of us. Beautiful night of ball ahead of us. Hopefully we have a great day as well. Please let me know down below who you think is going to sell for us. Who's your favorite play of the day as well? I'm excited to sit back and relax and watch these games. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Keep on smiling, and I will see you in the next one.